Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to our interim audit presentation for BITRISYA Construction Sdn Bhd. We are the AZMAN audit team, and today we will evaluate the company's internal control system over its fixed asset management. BITRISYA Construction is a medium-sized construction company in Johor Bahru, specializing in residential and commercial building. With over 150 staff and operations across multiple sites, the company manages a large number of fixed assets like heavy machinery, vehicles, and tools. Now, let's explore how well the internal control system supports this operation.
But before that, can you present the flowchart of the company?
Hi, good morning everyone. Let me walk you through the fixed asset acquisition process outlined in the company's audit flowchart. The process begins when a manager or supervisor identifies the need for a new fixed asset. They initiate a request by sending an email specifying the asset required. Once the request is submitted, it must go through an approval stage, which depends on the cost of the asset. Firstly, if the asset costs up to 50,000 ringgit, the finance manager, Ms. Sarah, is authorized to approve the request. However, if the asset exceeds 50,000 ringgit, approval is required from the CEO, Mr. Chen. After the necessary approval is obtained, the finance manager proceeds to issue a purchase order to the selected vendor. Once the vendor delivers the asset to the site, the receipt is confirmed via email. At this point, the invoice and delivery note are sent to the account department. Following this, the asset is officially recorded and tagged, and the details are entered into the company's fixed asset register using Excel to ensure accurate tracking and compliance. This process ensures that all fixed asset acquisitions are transparent, properly authorized, and well documented.
Thank you, NAFIZ. The first internal control weakness found in BITRISYA Construction is the lack of proper documentation and justification in the procurement process. At present, site manager requests asset by emailing the procurement officer, Mr. David Lee. However, these emails often do not include enough details or a clear reason for the purchase. This is also no formal approval process in place. Besides, the company policy requires 3 quotations for purchases above 10,000, but this rule is not always followed. Sometimes purchases are made with just 1 quotation and without comparing other suppliers. This weak documentation increases the risk of fraud, favoritism, or buying unnecessary items. It also makes it hard for auditors to check if the purchases were valid and properly approved. BITRISYA should introduce a standard purchases requisition form. This form should include asset details, reason of purchase, estimated cost, and proper approval. The 3 quotation rule must be strictly followed, and the internal audit team should review procurement records for the time to time to ensure compliance. Improving this process will help BITRISYA manage its asset better, reduce risk, and ensure transparent procurement decision.
Thank you, Ms. ALYA. So, coming from asset recording and tagging perspective, I discovered 2 weaknesses from this department. First, inadequate tagging and tracking of physical assets. So, currently Ms. Aina is responsible for assigning asset ID numbers and coordinating with the site operation manager, that is Mr. Kumar, to a fixed task. However, this coordination is often delayed, especially for asset delivered directly to remote sites. We are using the traditional way. We receive the confirmed receipt by verbally or via email. In my opinion, this might lead to risk of misplacement, theft, or duplication of asset, as there are no reliable way to verify physical asset existed. For my second weaknesses from asset recording and tagging, that is our way of recording company details of asset. Ms. Aina is using Excel to maintain company fixed asset. This could lead to misstatement as tourists are not to manually enter the detail. I think we should use accounting systems such as SQL accounting system where they provide automated way. When we enter one details, they are automated to other accounting. Therefore, we can eliminate the possibility of misstatement details.
Thank you, Ratu. The third weakness concerns the lack of consistent documentation for asset disposal when assets reach the end of their useful life or become obsolete. They are typically sold for scrap. However, there is no standardized method to record how these disposals are carried out or how much was received. In many cases, there is no formal approval process, nor are disposal processes adequately documented. For implication, this creates opportunities for asset misappropriation, financial misstatement, and operational inefficiencies. Without reliable records, it's difficult to confirm that disposals are handled appropriately or that processes are accurately reported. We propose that the right implement a formal disposal policy, including a disposal form that requires the reason for disposal, estimates proceeds, actual sale value, approval by the finance department, and the disposal method. The accounting team should only move on asset from the register once this form is completed and verified.
Thank you, Ratu. To further strengthen BATRIS's internal control system, we recommend implementing severity control activities along with corresponding audit tests to ensure effectiveness and compliance. Firstly, to ensure that all asset purchases are properly authorized and justified, every purchase request should be thoroughly reviewed and formally approved by the finance department before any order is placed. To test this control, we will select a sample of purchase request and examine whether the required supporting documents and approval signatures are present. Secondly, to verify that assets are accurately according and physically tracked, the company should maintain a comprehensive tagging log jointly signed by both the account and site operation departments. This log should be updated regularly to reflect new asset or changes. Our audit test will involve physically inspecting a sample of asset on site and matching the tag information with the fixed asset register to confirm accuracy and completeness. And lastly, to ensure that asset disposal are properly managed and recorded, we propose that standardized disposal form be used, which must include the reason for disposal, approval by finance, and supporting details. This form should be submitted before any journal entries are made in the accounting system. As part of our test, we will review a selection of disposal forms and trace the recorded disposal to the relevant entries in the general ledger to ensure transparency, accuracy, and proper authorization throughout the process.
Thank you, Tim. In summary, our interim audit has identified three critical weaknesses, which is the asset management process, performance procurement practices, weak asset tracking, and poor documentation of disposal. Each of these weaknesses pose risk to the company's financial integrity, operational efficiency, and compliance with best practices. However, with the adoption of standardized procedure, enhanced tracking technologies, and stronger documentation protocol, this risk can be significantly reduced. We trust that the insight and recommendation presented today will help BITRISYA improve its internal control and prepare for a more successful final audit. Once again, thank you for your attention and time.